channel, and I'm not saying that because you're here as well. I say this on my live streams, I say this off air. You're like a walking encyclopedia. I'm gonna find the most friendly, warmest, open people you're ever going to meet in your life. It's been a dream of mine. I'm obsessed with Turkish food. Yeah, my son loves it. The mountain, he calls it. We're going to the mountain. My wife called it the Golden Mountain. He was like, it's the mountain. And I will be starting the cooking episodes very, very soon. Favourite interview that I've ever done.
Do you know what? So far, that was my favourite too.
I don't know what I'm going to tell. I'll tell you this little story.
Today we're going to be on one of Bangkok's man-made islands. It's been an island since Ayutthaya times, a few hundred years. I'm not going to give you any history on the island today. We're going to go there for a wander with JB and we're going to have a chat with Gary Butler, the Roman cook. If you like the location and you do want me to go back, I can go back and make a travel video on Koh Kret, but really deserves my full attention. It's a beautiful, very relaxing island. Gets a little bit busy at the weekends, but is absolutely empty during the week. So I'll go back there soon and I'll do a full-on travel video there. It really is worth it, and hopefully I'll bring my mate along who's got a drone as well. Join us today, two Englishmen, a wander in the midday sun. What could possibly go wrong?
Gary, I'm going to follow you about today, mate.
Oh, mate.
We're on Koh Kret and we'll sit down and have a bit of a chat every now and then.
All right.
And maybe get some delicious food as well, yeah?
I've got to get some food, mate. I'm starving.
Oh, boy. Should find some good spots with his nose, mate. Not saying he's got a big nose. He's got...
Mai Mao.
Mai Mao.
All right, so you're saying I'm not going to get drunk off this? You know, I've been teetotal for about 10 weeks now.
What's this leaf called?
Bye, Alina.
At home.
At home.
Come.
You eat this really delicious leaf. Lovely.
Yeah.
It's not bitter or astringent at all.
No.
I'm definitely not making my mouth go dry.
There's English sarcasm for you. We're here today with Gary Butler, the Roman cook, eater of fiery chilies, aka the thinking man's Mark Wiens, aka where's my bag? Welcome to, where are we? We're on Koh Kret, aren't we?
Koh Kret.
So just quickly, where you from?
I am from suburban northwest London originally, Harrow. Yeah, not too far from Wembley Stadium.
So tell us a little bit about your background, just sort of growing up.
Right, a bit about my childhood, pretty nondescript childhood really. Always been into food, so from a very young age, I'd say, I think the first time I remember doing this was about probably 7 or 8. I used to read the back of packets of stuff. It could be anything, even a sandwich or something, right? One of my favourite sandwiches or whatever. Like say like a bottle of ketchup or something, and I'd read the ingredients and then I'd just try and make whatever it was.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I've always been into food. I think my I don't know what I'm going to say. I'll tell you this little story. So do you know Fuerteventura, Canary Islands, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
so
of course I do. Yeah.
We went there for a family holiday, right? And so my mum's gone out with my sister and almost drowned, right? They got swept out to sea. Luckily, like my mum and my sister swam at a really high level, and so did their mate. They all were at a swimming club, right? So they've come back, but obviously they're a bit dishevelled and not in the best mood. And they've come back to expecting to find me with my old man. But my dad had gone out. I don't know where he'd gone. Yeah, trying to find the bookies or something on this little island, right? And I'm up on the stove, with like boiling pasta and trying to make a sauce. And I think I was 7 then, so always been into food. But I left school when I was 15 and started working with my dad and one of my dad's mates, who's a painter and decorator for anyone who's not from England, house painter. And I guess I started enjoying spending a bit of time with my old man and getting a bit of money in my pocket. And I just did that for years and years and years and years. I did that, my own business, went to Australia to do it. And it just all came to a head when I was about 31, I guess, 32, 30 maybe. And just driving around North London getting calls from people saying no one's turned up for work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm driving around trying to finish all these jobs off, paying everyone over the top. And I just thought, what am I doing? And at the point, I'd already started doing like supper clubs and stuff. Like I'd go around and cook for people and stuff like that. And I'd started this Thai food blog back when people used to read. And yeah, that was that really.
So you've always cooked, you still cook now, right?
Yeah, cook every day, yeah.
Okay, so and sounds really pretentious, this question, but tell us a bit about your journey to becoming the roaming cook. And first of all, let me ask you as well, what other channel names did you consider for yourself?
I don't know if I did consider any other channel names, to be honest. Roaming Chef was going to be one, right? And then, because I'm not a chef, like my chef mates would be like, what are you talking about? So I didn't, but now there is actually a roaming chef.
Is there?
He's a South African Olympian. He's got about 5 million subscribers overnight. So maybe I should have gone with that. But no, the roaming cook moniker came from, so this sounds crazy, but back like 8 years ago, it was all about blogs. It wasn't really about video, right? Yeah. So my plan was, because I'd started this Thai food blog with recipes, was to go and eat the food and then show you how to cook it. That's when roam around and then cook. And then I started eating, just forgot to do any of the cooking bits.
I think personally, honestly, I think there's a large percentage of your subscribers would like you to do it.
No, I'm gonna.
They would, man. I think
I'm gonna.
I'd like to see that.
I'm gonna.
I would.
I'm gonna.
So I'm going to step away from food just for a minute, and we can get back to that later. Let's go. I know something very close to your heart. You're clearly a doting father. You can see that in pretty much every video you make. Tell me about bringing up a family in Bangkok.
Well, I always say this to people message me all the time. I'm talking multiple messages a week saying, oh, I'm not sure I'm bringing the family to Thailand. I've got 2 young kids. What's it like? Honestly, truthfully, and you know this as well, Jimmy, being a father yourself, and a very good one at that. Like, this is the best place for kids. Everything here is geared up towards children. Like, they absolutely love kids here. Everywhere you go, whether it's a shopping mall, there's something for the kids. There's parks everywhere, there's hotels geared up for kids. I mean, obviously, I'm very lucky in the fact that, or we're very lucky in the fact that my wife being a teacher, we're lucky that my boy gets to go to school for free, basically, which is one of the biggest benefits. It's a blessing. And, you know, without that, we probably wouldn't be able to send him. But that being said, education's good. It's just a great place to bring up kids. It doesn't come without its challenges, because obviously we don't have family here, so we do everything ourselves. We don't have a nanny, so like most people have nannies, don't they? But, so it's a lot of work, but you know.
I mean, what is there to do here for kids? Is there? I mean, how's it compared to the UK? Is there less to do, more to do? I
mean, I'd say the only thing the UK's got that Thailand doesn't have is like outdoor. Well, they do have it here, but like it's easier to just go down to a park. There's parks everywhere. There are parks here, but I mean, like there's parks with playgrounds and stuff. That aside, nothing. Like last time we went back to the UK, I think we went to Legoland for the day. It cost us about, I don't know how much it cost us. And that's probably the best thing we could have done. But here, like every week we're out. We're out doing something different. I mean, like you know, hotels and resorts. There's hotels just completely geared up towards kids. And I'm not even talking expensive hotels, you know. There's stuff to do, lakes, water sports, swimming pools everywhere.
And your boy's what, 4 years old?
4 years old, yeah.
And how does he cope with the food? I mean, what's his favourite? What's his favourite food?
More ping. More ping. So pork on a stick and sticky rice. He likes. Actually, he's just started eating pad kapao as well.
Typical Thai kid food, mate.
Yeah. But what does he say? Pad kapao, KGL, made pit. That's what he says. But so he orders pad kapao with no kapao. Well, he gets me to order pad kapao with no chili and no kapao. Just minced pork.
Brilliant.
But he loves it. Loves KGL, loves omelets. But like I said, I cook every day anyway, so he has a little mixture. He gets his Falang food in as well, his pasta and whatnot.
Nice.
So,
Balanced diet.
Well balanced.
Where's your favourite place to go as a family? What kind of places do the three of you like?
I'll tell you one place we've started going, which I used to avoid like the plague, is Pattaya, to be honest. Because I mean, talking about resorts that are geared up for kids, there's like we went to a hotel last week. I think it was 1,000 baht. Had a wave machine, 2 slides. Obviously packed full of kids, as you'd imagine. But we also like just going to, like we went to Chiang Kan up in Loei, a little while ago on the Mekong River.
Yeah.
Got a little boat. He loves doing boat tours. He loves like getting in one of those little long tail boats and just going up the river. Where else does he love to go? Anywhere on the river, really.
Maybe anywhere with a pool as well, yeah?
Anywhere with a pool. No, it has to have a pool.
Yeah,
it has to have a pool.
course,
He's become accustomed to a swimming pool.
So here's a good one for you, I think. Are there any traditions that your mother or father have passed down to you that you've either passed on to your boy or you think you're going to? It's a tricky one, I know.
I'd say from well, it's not so much a tradition. My mother, just be kind, be nice, treat everyone with respect, and yeah, I don't think I can pass on too many of my man's traditions. As much as I love him, most of them involve being in the pub.
Bless him.
Yeah, no, good guy, legend, but yeah, different breed.
Proper geezer, yeah?
Proper Guinness drinking geezer, but yeah, no.
How does the house where you grew up compare with where you live now?
I lived in so many houses when I was younger.
Right.
My first family home was a terraced house, a tiny little terrace thing, three, I can't remember. Terraced house. So in that sense, not too much different, but I didn't have a swimming pool at my old place, and got a swimming pool on site and a gym, and not saying that to sharp, I'm just saying like that's pretty standard in some places. But yeah, I mean, I lived on a council estate. I've lived on an army barracks. Not a barracks, but like an army housing.
What was quality of life in general then, as a kid?
It was fine. Like my dad was, like I say, my dad was a decorator. We were like lower, like working class / middle class, I guess. I would never class myself as middle class. So like, but I didn't grow up like a lot of my friends grew up on council estates. I moved to a council estate later in life, which is a backwards way of doing things. But we were like the poorest people that didn't live on a council estate, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like.
Catalogue? Did you just get?
I mean, our friends living on council estates that had more money than we. Like, do you know what I mean? We did. We just happened to own the house, or mortgage the house. But yeah, no, it was fine. Mum and Dad split up when I was like 11 or 12, so that wasn't the best. But yeah, it was. I mean, I wouldn't say I had the worst things have happened to people. I had a semi-turbulent teenage years. Moved around a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Started drinking early. Yeah.
This is the English story sometimes, isn't it? Start drinking too early, 13, 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting in the pubs and you know, Thunderbird from the off-line.
That's it, Thunderbirds. We were talking about this yesterday off camera, weren't we? Thunderbirds and like, oh yeah, this is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, let's just say there's family of subscribers coming over. They've never been to Thailand before, they've been watching you for a while, and they're going to come for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. What's the 3 bits of advice you could give them as a family, say the kids are say 3 and 6, about Bangkok that's going to be different?
Bangkok, yeah?
Bangkok more than Thailand, because it's,
well, look, you know. I would say, like, this is universal, but especially for families. I would stay well clear of the main tourist areas. Like, I would go nowhere near Sukhumvit for one, and people think I hate Sukhumvit. I don't, but like that's not a family and orientated place in my opinion. Right? So to forget Sukhumvit, I would say head down to Thonburi, boat tours.
You are the Thonburi ambassador as well.
I am the Thonburi ambassador. Thonburi boy, I know. But I mean, it's a chance for your kids to see a completely different culture. Like, do you want to come over and just be in a mega city with skyscrapers and shopping malls and cinemas, which all have their purpose, don't get me wrong, but if you're coming here for a couple of weeks, you want to immerse yourself, in my opinion, in culture. So, Old Town, yes, for sure, stay away, don't go to Khao San Road, but the old city, go to a few of the, because you're going to want to see temples, but go to a few of the sort of lesser known temples. Even someone like, you sent me the other day, the Golden Mount, which we've now been to 3 times since. Yeah, my son loves it, the mountain he calls it. We're going to the mountain. My wife called it the Golden Mount. He was like, it's the mountain, the other day. So places like that, get yourself, obviously, do your research on your hotels. There's so many hotels here with swimming pools, as we said, and stuff to do. I was going to say, don't be afraid to try the street food. I know a lot of people are like paranoid about street food and cleanliness, etc., etc. But do your research, obviously on my channel if you can, and just find somewhere that's busy, looks safe, and you know everything's getting cooked fresh every day, and I think your kids will love it.
Okay, fantastic. That's what the Roman cook does. Look, he sees food, smells something, must stop.
Any more?
ค่ะหมูอยู่บ้านไม่ต้องอยู่บ้านแฟนไงไม่มีคนรักมีกลับมาอยู่นี่ก็ต้องเพื่อเขาดู
อร่อยมากไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไร
ไม่เป็นไรนะเขาไม่ว่าเขาใจดี
ชอบขนมจีบไหม
I didn't see.
ชอบไหม
He's also a lover of
ชอบ
dogs.
ฝรั่งไหม
ประเทศอะไรคะเนี่ย
ฝรั่งไหม
ประเทศอะไรครับ
อังกฤษ
อ๋ออังกฤษอังกฤษเหรอ
ชอบไหม
Oh, go on then.
This is the quick fire question round.
Couple of quick fire questions, mate. You need to be ready for these, mate. And
Right.
pork or beef?
Pork.
Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
River or lake?
River.
Vietnam or Laos?
I don't know, you know, Vietnam. It's very close.
Phetchaburi or Nakhon Phanom?
Nakhon Phanom.
Train or bus wanker?
Train.
England or Thailand?
Thailand.
Bangkok or London?
Bangkok.
Mark Wiens or the Roman cook?
Roman cook.
Bangkok Pat or global travel, mate?
I can't answer that, can I?
If you don't want it, you don't have to.
They're both very good friends of mine, so I'm gonna have to sit on the fence.
All right, Paddy Dodd or Joe Perilla?
I can't answer that one either.
Chev and Dev or two passports, one dream?
Chev and Dev.
CB Media or retired working for you?
CB Media.
Anthony Bourdain or Keith Floyd?
That's a tough one for me because obviously Anthony Bourdain's a legend.
Yes.
I know this is meant to be quick fire, but I'll go into it a little bit.
Please do.
But I didn't really grow up watching Anthony Bourdain. I've watched Anthony Bourdain pretty much since he died, or just
Okay.
before that,
Yes.
because he wasn't really on English TV. Whereas Keith Floyd was an absolute legend. So I'm going with Floydie just purely for the episode where he was on a boat.
I'll go along with that. Rick Stein or Stein? Which one is it, first of all?
Rick Stein.
Rick Stein or Gordon
Rick
Ramsay?
Stein.
Okay.
Rick Stein over everyone.
So that's your favourite
Ever,
shop? Is it
ever,
really?
ever.
Have you been to his restaurant or his fish and chip shop yet?
I haven't, but I will go down there.
I haven't.
Padstow, yeah?
Yeah, I will go one day. Okay, Pakapau or Penang Curry?
Pakapau.
That's gonna win. Fancy restaurant or rustic bistro?
Rustic bistro.
Your favourite three Nam Jims?
Nam Jim Jao is my favourite.
Yep.
Nam Jim Seafood
Yep.
would be my second.
It's my missus' favourite.
Nam Jim Khao Man Gai.
Okay, good. Favourite Thai comfort food? You can name three things, mate. You're having a bit of a bad day, you want to cheer yourself up a little bit.
Khao Kamo pork leg stew
Yep.
would be my favourite.
Yeah.
Comfort dishes. What else? Like Pad Kapau, probably I'd put in that category maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, Pad Kapau to cheer me up, make me feel better.
Yeah.
Nice and spicy. Third one. Kuah Gai.
Okay.
But only from Nai Hong or An Kuah Gai.
Okay. Favourite Thai ingredient? Number one, taste-wise, and number two for cooking with, or an ingredient you didn't know before you came here.
I will go kapi, shrimp paste. Not that I didn't know it before I got here, I just didn't know what actual good quality shrimp paste tasted like. You go Phetchaburi and get some shrimp paste, you're
Yep.
going to know about it compared to that dry, crusty stuff we get in a pot at home. So shrimp paste, one of my favourite ingredients just in general is lemongrass, whether I'm cooking Thai or Vietnamese. I love lemongrass.
Mu Bing or satay?
More bing.
Interesting.
I was thinking what's the most overrated? Does it have to be Thai food or just any Thai food?
Thai food.
Luk Chin, fucking processed pork balls on sticks, hot
Okay.
dogs on
Yeah,
sticks,
yeah.
all that stuff on sticks in markets, apart from Mo Bing and satay.
Favourite tourist spot in Bangkok? I know you're not a massive fan of tourist spots.
Let me think. Favourite tourist spot? Golden Mile.
Interesting. That's your new one, isn't
That's
it?
my
'Cause
new
your boy
one,
loves
mate.
it. See,
My
that's
boy
coming
loves
out
it, so
again
I
now.
love it. Yeah, got a nice coffee shop
Absolutely.
across the road called Jedi. I've got to shout that out as well. It's on the canal. opposite that other massive temple that I don't know the name of.
Favourite place you've been in Thailand so far?
Oh, there's so many, but what I probably would say, whether it was the timing or whatever, I'd say Nakhon Phanom was probably my favourite. I least expected anything from it. It was pretty amazing. I liked Chiang Kong as well.
Okay.
In Chiang Rai as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that was class.
Is there any food like you were pretty unsure of when you first got here, or you didn't like it when you first tried it, and you've grown to love it?
Pala.
Oh, that's a tricky
Fermented
one,
fish. I still can't really eat it. I can.
Yeah.
Sorry. I can eat it a little bit, but it's not like a major favourite of mine. So that was a little bit unsure of.
Okay.
Fish, more soup, I don't like. Bile, I still can't eat that.
Yep. How about durian?
Durian, I don't like durian.
You don't?
I don't hate it, but for the price, like, I love mangoes, so I'd rather just buy 10 mangoes, basically.
I've grown to love durian, but I'll probably buy it once a year.
Yeah, it's not my favourite thing. It tastes like spring onions to me.
And how about Mrs. Butler? What's her favourite food? Thai food?
Thai food, pad see ew, I think. Pad see ew. My wife would happily eat the same 5 Thai dishes for the rest of her life. She's not that bothered at all. So she does like Thai food, but she's just not into it like me. So pad see ew, she likes pad kapow. She loves kuah gai. She loves kuah gai.
Yeah.
That's her favourite. Yeah.
So when I was a kid, way back in the day, Mum used to give us this energy drink called Lucozade, and maybe a comic or a bag of crisps. You're not feeling well, Gary, for a day. What's your favourite comfort food? What makes you feel better?
Jacket potato.
Right, okay.
Well, for other than baked potato, for anyone not from
Yeah.
the UK, baked potato with cheese, maybe some beans, a bit of coleslaw.
Baked beans.
But just, honestly, guns on my head, last meal would probably be a jacket potato.
Wow. With baked beans, coleslaw and cheesy.
No, if it was my last one, I'd just have it with cheese. But also, what you got to do,
Yeah.
when you get the potato out and it's still
Yeah.
hot, you got to put grated cheese on the bottom of the plate or the bowl.
Ooh.
Then put your potato on it, then cut it open, then put the cheese. So when you get to the end of it, you've got all this melted cheese stuck to the bottom of your skin.
Top tips.
Not your skin, your potato skin, obviously.
Top tips from the roaming cook. $3 million today in your pocket. Do what you want with it, mate, or go back to the age of 8 and all the knowledge you've got now you can have then.
I'd go back to 8.
Yeah. And what would you do with it, do you reckon? Take over the world?
No, just hopefully not make all the silly mistakes I made up until I was 38.
Okay. Excuse me. So, Gary, apart from eating copious amounts of delicious food and being a doting father, what are you into in general, mate?
Apart from driving my boats, by the way, I've got to get off in a minute, I've got to drive this back. What do I like to do? To be honest with you, I don't do a lot. Food is it's not just my job, it's without sounding corny, it's my passion as well. But apart from that, boxing, not actually boxing, just watching boxing. That's about it, mate.
Let me ask you this, you've been here how long, 7, 8 years?
7.5, yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. I get this feeling sometimes when I go back to England. It feels at home, but it feels like I don't quite fit in. Something's a little bit missing. Do you ever feel like that?
I feel exactly like that. I mean, every time I go back, I'm more, I don't know if disenfranchised is the word, but like, I just do not feel, I don't feel like it's home. I feel like this is home when I'm here. I don't feel like I feel like I'm visiting, like, out of town. I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, and that makes total sense, mate.
Like, I don't even feel like I grew up there. I don't have any sort of pull towards England at all.
Yeah, I know. I go back to see family and stuff.
Family and friends, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mate. You're a bit of a coffee enthusiast. We know you don't like your beans roasted too dark.
That's right.
Tell me about a visitor to Bangkok who's a fellow coffee enthusiast. Where should they go? Somewhere, excuse me, somewhere in Bangkok.
Do you know what? We've got a few now. My favourite's probably always going to be a place called Lynx in Talat Plu.
Okay.
But that's just because it was the first coffee roaster in the area. They do really good stuff.
Yep.
If you come out a little bit further, like out towards where we are today, like Koh Kret, up Ratchaburi Road. You've got so many up there. Koff and Bun is one of the top ones. He's one of the top roasters in Bangkok. Oh, there's just too many to mention. Like the coffee scene here, it's just ruined coffee for me because
it's too good.
Yeah, in the last 2 years, especially 2-3 years, it's just got this stuff.
You've been learning Thai quite a bit recently. I've noticed personally the last couple of years in your videos, your Thai seem to have picked up quite a lot. What do you put that down to? I know you're doing some kind of course. Has it helped? How's it helped?
Yeah, the course I'm doing, links in the description of all my videos if you want to join up and get yourself.
Learn Thai with a white guy. I think,
4 free lessons and 15% off. That's helped me. That's helped me to read. What helped me? My Thai is still not great at all, but if you want to learn Thai, the only way you can do it is to actually get out and speak to people, especially where I go to very local places. Because I'd say I'll learn about 1 or 2 words a week. Probably like that.
Okay.
You go somewhere and you'll hear someone say something to you, and then you'll try and work out what it means, and you'll keep hearing it until you can then use it yourself. But I'd put it down to just immersing myself a little bit more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your opinion in general? I know this is really open-ended. I don't mean it to be, but could you tell, for people who haven't been here before and they've seen various things on YouTube, whatever, just tell us a little bit about Thai people and Thai culture, just the general vibe. Let's say a place like this that's a little bit quieter than Bangkok.
I mean, I hear people saying, people watch stuff like Banged Up Abroad and watch YouTube channels about like going to Pattaya and stuff like that, and or Nana Plaza in Bangkok, and they think that's what it's like here.
Yep.
You're going to come here, you're going to, especially somewhere like this, you're going to find the most friendly, warmest, open people you're ever going to meet in your life. I've never ever, I'm not saying crime doesn't happen here, but I've never felt unsafe here once, never.
Right.
Even we'll come somewhere like this, we're walking up, they're not expecting me to know how to converse with them in Thai in any way, shape or form. So a lot of people have been trying to speak English to us today, everyone's saying hello, everyone's really friendly. I have to stop myself when I go back to England because I'm still used to saying hello and good morning to everyone, and swadee krab, swadee krab, swadee krab. And obviously if you say hello to someone on the train in London, you're probably likely to get your head punched in. But, yeah, just warm, friendly, very, very generous people. Like that woman just fed us. She didn't want any money. I gave her money, but chim dai, mate. Like, chim mate. Do you want to try it? That's what you get everywhere. Yeah. Like when we went to Petbury, push another video. Yep. Check Jimmy's video out of Petbury. We didn't pay for one thing the whole day. Everyone was just giving us free food all day. They're just nice, friendly people.
I've got a friend who probably took him, he still hasn't managed to crack this yet after about 20 years, and other people crack it after a few months. How long did it take you not to settle in, but to stop comparing things with home like UK, like stop, how much is that in pounds, or comparing the way people did things?
With the way people did things, very, very quickly. I'm not in England, so I don't, I've got friends that do that, and I can't understand, they get stressed at work, and why aren't they doing it this way? We do it this way. Well, you're not in England, so. Yeah. But the money thing, that took me ages. I'm talking a long time. I still do it now sometimes. The only time I do it now, though, I'd say it took me 5 years to stop doing it. I'd said, if I go into a shop like Villa that sells European stuff, Western stuff, I'd always be like, I'm not paying that for a tin of tomatoes. That's only 50p in England. I'm not paying £1.50 for it here. But you do get out of that mould. But the only time I do it now is if I make what I consider to be an extravagant purchase, or I book somewhere like a hotel that I think's way over budget or way out of my price, like for my wife's birthday or something, and I'll be stewing over it for days. I can't believe I spent that much money. Then I'll convert it back into English. Then they'll go, yeah, but it would have cost me £1,000 in England. So that's the only time I do it, to make myself feel better about it. Mad extravagant. Yeah. I don't make a lot of them, but when I do, I convert it back into English pounds.
I've got to quickly show you this Thai scarecrow. Look at that. You just stamp my feet so the snakes don't come. All right, mate. Future plans for the channel, mate. I saw you talking about something about doing some trips. Anything else in the pipeline as well? We're
doing some trips. I've got a couple of pilot episodes for a couple of series. I can't go too into in case people steal them. But they'll be getting filmed next week, so that's something that's completely left field of what I've been doing. Right. And I will be starting the cooking episodes very, very soon.
So with the cooking, are you going to be going and getting ingredients and bringing them home? And
I'll do a little bit at home, but a lot of it is going to be like actually going to restaurants, going to some of my favourite street food places and getting them to explain how to cook it rather than me just at home telling you how to cook Thai food. I'd rather go and actually speak to some of my friends that I've made over the years, some of my favourite street food stores, and cook with them and actually, so you get the real deal, authentic stuff.
Let me ask you this, again, looking to the future, if money wasn't an object, and as your channel continues to grow and hopefully you'll start to make some money, some good money from it, and clearly you're going to be reinvesting some of that, where are the 3 places anywhere in the world, food-wise, that you'd love to show people?
Oh, well, actually, one of them I'm going to be doing soon, which is Istanbul.
Nice.
It's been a dream of mine. I'm obsessed with Turkish food, so I'm to eat an Istanbul breakfast is a dream. So I'm going to be going there. But where else? If money wasn't an object, China, specifically Sichuan, and northern China as well. Actually, and Kunming. Yunnan.
Kunming, the Valley of the Eternal Spring, mate.
There you go, exactly. China. Where else would I like to? Where else? Probably a tour of Italy, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I love Italy. That's my first love. Italian food, my first love. That's how I learned to cook. So.
Mate, the Italian food is the least offensive food in the world, and for me, when it's done right, it's arguably the most delicious.
It's India as well. I'd love to do India properly, like
India's
properly.
great. I did two 6-month tours in India. Love to go back. You'd be great in India, mate. You'd love it. You'd absolutely love it. Channels. Who are your favourite YouTube channels for you to watch personally? Just relaxing. You might watch something for 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Or
not food channels you're talking about, or just
no, food as well. What do you find yourself sort of slipping into? Do you have any guilty pleasures like Rate My Takeaway or anything like that? Or?
No. I watch mainly, honestly, like 90% of what I watch on YouTube are boxing channels. So like Boxing Social, IFL, Love Boxing TV. A lot of it, and then if I'm not watching boxing, I'm usually watching cooking channels, or food channels in general. So I'd love. It depends where I'm going. If I'm going somewhere, like if I'm going to Vietnam, I'll be watching my mate Max McFarlane, and a few other people. At the moment, I've started watching a friend of mine, so I plugged their channel. But OTR, Off the Rails Food History. I've been watching a lot of that recently. I'm usually watching just random. Like Chinese as well, which I don't understand. Food channels, Thai channels like Aloy Doi. I mainly just watch Thai food channels like that in Thai or Chinese or Indian, or I've just got on this Get Curried. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Get Curried.
No.
It's a curry channel. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but for some reason I thought they were English. So I didn't watch it. I don't know why I didn't watch it, because I thought they were English, but it's not. It's all Indian. It's unbelievable.
I have the same thing, mate. How can they be cooking curry? They're Indian.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're English.
And so for me, Get Curried. Okay. And JB Wonders.
Give me 3 criminally underrated channels. Not us. Give us 3 criminally underrated local channels. Can be Southeast Asia, not just Thailand.
Yeah, let me think, because there's a few where I'm like, I can't believe they don't get many views. Well, if you'd have asked me a couple of months ago, I would have said this Off the Rails, OTR, because they weren't getting any views.
Right. I've watched them and I think that's really good. Dan
Bangkok, I mate Dan, because like he knows so much. Your channel, and I'm not saying that because you're here as well. I say this on my live streams. I say this off air. You're like a walking encyclopedia. It's not what sells, is it? People just want to see couples walking around eating donuts at markets.
I'll get my boobs out next channel, maybe.
That's it.
Bit of sweaty action.
Who else? Do you know who I know puts in a lot of work and don't get the rewards for it? Joe Perillo.
Yep.
Yeah, my mate Joe as well. But look, there's loads more that I can't think on the spot, but there'll be loads more. Because I watch stuff and I go, how is no one watching that?
Yeah, I watched one of Joe's videos the other day. I thought it was decent. Mate.
Yeah, he's good, man. I just can't understand. Like, I'm into food. He understands food, so
After a wonderful morning of just local, friendly people and a delicious pakapao by the river, which I forgot to film because I was too hungry, we entered the real world again. And just before we got back to the pier, we met some Bangkokians.
80ปกติเนี่ยมัน100เพิ่ม80 บาทแบ่งๆกันอร่อย
ไม่มีตังค์นะ
ไม่เป็นไรครับ
อ๋อน้ำไม่เป็นไร ขอขอบคุณนะครับ
อุดหนุนเขาหน่อย
ไม่มีทั้งหมดลูก
ถ้าไอ go in your purse แล้ว you have money ล่ะไม่ go to the purse you have money ล่ะ what going to do มามันบอกถ้ากูรู้ว่าเจอตังค์แล้วพี่เอาไปหมดเลยนะ
That was Koh Kret, and this was Gary Butler, the Roman cook. Always a pleasure, mate. Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
mate. That was my favourite interview that I've ever done.
Do you know what? So far, that was my favourite too. We're good, aren't we? I'm on the way home, and already you can see I'm pretty burnt. We walked quite a bit around that island, and one of Bangkok's man-made islands, beautiful place, and even more untouched than Krachao. Really enjoyed the day out with the Roman cook. He's always a pleasure to spend time with, or rather, I should say, very easy person to spend time with. You know what? If you're watching my channel, of course you've watched him before, but just in case you haven't, I'll leave his details below. I always say the thinking man's Mark Wiens, but I actually mean that. Look, you don't have to be a Michelin-starred chef to talk about food and to show food. And I think Gaza does that extremely well. So if you haven't checked him out before and you do want to see, get a few ideas of where to eat, not just in Bangkok and the old town, but all over the country, and Vietnam and Laos and a few surrounding countries as well, then do check out his channel. Thank you for watching that latest episode of A Wander with JB. And if you have got this far in the video and haven't subscribed, just click the button. It's free, it does help me out, helps out the algorithm, and if you click the bell, it will tell you when I upload another video. Have a wonderful day, each and every one of you, even if you're a troll. Have a lovely day. I mean that.